living here are elsewhere at their flood, and the sun that is setting in the west is rising in the east. Who can tell by the ripples and the dancing light whether it is dawn or dusk? We shall speak about the dawn of a great industry, the beginning of a city now known around the world, and of some of those that have made it, in spite of faults and failures, beloved Hollywood. Along here in the fullness of time, the limousines and spiffy roadsters of the cinema's favorites will speed, for this is Hollywood Boulevard, 30 years ago. Above it, see the hills of Hollywood, now thickly strewn with homes, built directly or indirectly with money brought from the four corners of the world, a tribute to the new art and its exponents. But Hollywood's beginnings were humble, like all great beginnings are. The first studio on the roof, where the sun was brightest. The first set for the first silent drama. Don't laugh at these picture pioneers. They've brought more wealth into California than ever the 49ers sent out. Mabel Normand. Every generation of picture-goer knows Mabel Normand, daughter of tears and laughter. Her Suzanne, her Molly O, and the 100 other elfin roles put dimples in the cheeks of the world. She smiles. All is well. The show goes on. Larry Seaman, the Pagliacci of the screen. Laugh, clown, laugh. Though the heart breaks, the public must be amused. But only in his clowning clothes could Larry put the lucky horseshoe. Willard Lewis, a Babbitt of rare metal, or another sunlit ripple on the sea at dawn. Rudolph Schildkraut, grand old man of the stage and screen. He came to Hollywood after stardom on the legitimate stage. Remember his outstanding performance in His People? Daddy, we miss you. Barbara Lamar, tragic in her art, there was tragedy in her life. Some souls must make their way to port through the tempest. Rudolph Valentino, youth and aspiration, a soul for high adventure. Never can the world grow old while hearts like yours are young. Dustin Farnham, first to leave the stage in its fame to bring a great reputation and a finished art to the screen, and to give the lowly movies the vitality of a superb creation, the Squaw Man. William Russell on the right, strength to do the right, courage to fight for it. These were characteristics of the roles he offered and left as a vital heritage behind him. Roy Stewart, out where the West begins. To how many millions did he bring examples of true Western courage, which is as rare in the West as it is in the East? Alma Rubens, in the play A Miracle is Wrought, the blind man sees. Life is not always so happy. Faith sometimes falters, and the sun passes behind the clouds. She is seen here with Percy Marmont. Fred Thompson, a valiant heart in a splendid body, champion athlete, inspiration to the boys of America to live clean and think clean. Art Acorn, strong and reckless, silent and brave, impatient and fearless, the very image of the pioneer West, going to seek its fate, spurs a jingle. George Beban, the heart of a crusader, the gentleness of a woman. All those in the sign of the rose. Louis Walheim, whose evil was restricted to the screen, and whose performance in All Quiet on the Western Front is still echoing the passionate cry for peace among the nations of the world. George Sigmund, to play at villainy, to inspire with hisses that attest a love for virtue, and to have participated in the upbuilding of the city we call Hollywood, was Sigmund's province and privilege. Douglas Fairbanks, Mrs. Charlotte Pickford, and our Mary. There are partings more cruel, leave-takings more painful than those that took from Mary's side her mother, the screen's first mother, and her brother Jack. Jack Pickford, in the Morocco-bound volume of the screen's finest portraits, reserve forever a page for Jack Pickford as Tom Sawyer. Milton Sills, like Dustin Farnham, brought the maturity of his fine mind and art to add weight and dignity to pictures, and intelligence to the life of the city he helped to build. He is seen here with Viola Davis. Lon Chaney, a classic already, a memory that will abide, a gentleman and an artist. His greatest role, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, overwhelmed by fortune, abandoned by fortune, tricked by fortune, but never whipped. Truly he was the ambassador from the court of laughter to the people of the world. Renee Adoree, how many images of Pickwick beauty has she contributed to the screen, adding the attraction of her brightness to its silvery surface? Lillian Tashman, gay, life-loving, sophisticated, clever. The screen's domain is not complete without you. Lou Cody, the world acclaimed your splendid comeback, not knowing you were really outward bound. The world always acclaims courage, loyal to your friends, candid with your foes. Or did you have any? Lou is seen here with Arlette Marshall. Alec B. Francis, ripe in honors, rich in respect, artist, gentleman, friend. Surely there was no moaning of the bar when you put out to sea. Marie Dressler, grand old lady of the screen. Who can ever forget her immortal portrayal of Min in the picture Min and Bill? This scene was taken on her last birthday. Her passing has left an ache in the hearts of humanity. Goodbye, gentle soul, grand old lady. The tides that here seem ebbing are flowing to their flood, and the sun that seems to set is rising on a far horizon. Only here do we say, the end.